WAMD Aberdeen.
Welcome to Chamber Buzz, a presentation of the Harford County Chamber of Commerce. Here are your hosts, Heather Irizarry.
Good morning. Welcome back to Chamber Buzz. Happy Wednesday. This is your host, Kate Rodriguez. I'm the Marketing and Communications Specialist at the Harford County Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Connor Hanley, and I am the Membership Coordinator with the Chamber. And we are very excited today to welcome our guest, Chris Jordan of Team CNE.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Sure. So we'll start off with a couple of questions. What is Team CNE and what do you do?
Team CNE is an expert leadership, coaching, training, and speaking firm that actually was born out of my wife and I becoming certified with John Maxwell's leadership coaches. So Team CNE actually stands for Team Chris and Emily.
Oh, love that.
That's
I
wonderful.
didn't know that.
I love that. I didn't realize that
people
either.
don't,
That's adorable.
Yep, that's great. And we have an event coming up June 15th,
Yes.
Saturday, June 15th, called Inspire to Lead. Would you like to tell us a little bit about Inspire to Lead?
Yeah, absolutely. So Inspired to Lead was actually born out of a need that we found for men's leadership conferences. And after we hosted a couple of those, a lot of the ladies, wives, spouses and stuff, wanted something for them as well together. And Inspired to Lead actually was born when my wife gave me a whole list of quotations. I'm a quotation guy. And she said, do something with all these quotes. You love quotes. And so I made a little book out of it. My first book, Inspired to Lead, is about 30 of my favorite quotes with little quips about them from me and how they have impacted my life. And from that, the speaker team that we have, some of the core speakers, kind of generated this concept of just making it Inspired to Lead in general and just bringing everybody in. And so that's really where it came from, is just the whole bottom line is, how can we inspire others to be inspiring to others? So.
And I'm a huge quote person as well. Do you have a favorite quote?
My favorite quote is one I've been using for a while now, is a limited perspective limits potential.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So that's something that I use with my Toastmasters clubs and everywhere I go. When I teach at schools, I write it on the board. I substitute here in Harford County, so I'll write it on the board under my name, just to get it out there to help people just remember, sometimes your focus will detract from some of the potential you have just because you're not looking at all possible angles.
Yeah, and that's very true. I love that. What type of audience would you like to bring to the Inspired to Lead event?
Yeah, absolutely. So Inspired to Lead is a professional leadership event. So obviously we're geared more towards the professional, whether they're, a solo entrepreneur, small business, or even a bigger organization. But honestly, leadership, everything rises and falls on leadership. So anybody who's interested in taking the next step is really kind of the target audience. We do have a focus, obviously, on the professional side of things, but if you're just a leadership, buff, and you're just, stay-at-home mom or dad, and you just want to go and grow a little bit personally, it's perfectly fine. Kids are definitely going to blossom from this. We have some high schoolers that'll probably be there, so anywhere from like 14, 15 years old on up is good. But yeah, definitely a target of small businesses. So.
And I know we hear a lot from our employers that, looking at this new generation of millennials that they're looking to hire from, that like the soft skills and that leadership initiative is missing. So like you said, those high school kids and college kids, and I think they would, benefit a lot from this as well, getting those leadership skills.
Yeah,
Sure.
and one thing about what you just said is everybody still kind of says they're soft skills, and we're actually changing that paradigm to their actual hard skills. You can actually quantifiably see communication skills and leadership skills having impact on retention and being able to hire and productivity. So those numbers are actually starting to come in and correlate directly to leadership and some of those what we used to call soft skills. So,
For sure.
yeah.
That's wonderful. And that not only helps with business, but all aspects of life. I
Absolutely.
mean, you're going to be
Society.
helping. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys at our first conference at Perry Hall in January last year actually changed two things in his life immediately after the conference. He went home and talked to his wife completely different, and she was like, "Who are you, and where'd my husband go?" So it personally changed his life, and then also he changed the speech he was about to write, and actually got a lot of accolades because they knew him before, and some of the things that he said and some of the mannerisms, and he kind of changed that based off of what he learned, and they said that was completely different and much more impactful. So whatever you did, keep doing that. So yeah, this has an effect across all spectrums of your life.
Wow.
That's wonderful. And what are some of the key takeaways that you would like attendees at Inspire to Lead to leave with?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to share some of our speakers. I asked them some of the things. Clyde Middleton, who's one of our core speakers, been with us since the beginning. He says that one thing you're going to learn is just not how to communicate, but to actually connect with anyone. Basically, this connection is going to be able to increase influence in every aspect of your life. Another one of our speakers, Robert, he's a good friend of mine. We both have a great parallel history with prior military and police and stuff like that. But he says leadership is more than being in charge. It involves inspiring your team to accomplish what they may not know how to do or want to do or even think they can do. But it's about being more than a rah-rah person. It's about an understanding of the team function, having compassion and being able to relate to the team. Let's see who else. Cap Middleton, who's starting us off. She's saying that all leaders are learners. She's going to elevate people with 6 daily miracle morning practices to help kind of rocket launch you into productivity and creating a vision for your future. So that's the one thing. And last, Dominique's another one of our core speakers. He is going to help you make progress that folks are going to marvel at, is what he says. So accountability and mentorship are huge aspects of what a leader does, and they can only get better by getting together with like-minded people with similar aspirations, beliefs, and mentality for success. So that's directly from our speakers. What I hope that they get away from this is exactly what I said at the beginning, that they're inspired to go be inspiring. So these events and any workshops and any of these trainings, all these things are all about adding value to people, all for the sake of you going out and influencing your spheres of influence, which means I've just now multiplied that value. And that's for me what it's about. If I can help you live out your unlimited potential and somebody sees that and they start living out theirs, then I've done my job.
Yeah, and that's a chain reaction,
Yes.
like we said, that affects all aspects of life. That's wonderful. And I love that you mentioned one of the speakers talking about communication. I know, like with the age of technology, and we talked about how kids are missing those skills. That'll be a great opportunity for high schoolers and even people our age to learn, how to market themselves at events, to communicate with others and build those relationships, as opposed to, being buried in their phones or
Absolutely.
Because I think we're missing that aspect.
Yeah, our event is completely built around building relationships. There's time and there's space for them to process everything, to communicate with the table, with other attendees. It is absolutely about building relationships because, today's day and age, communication is, well, I talked to you on Facebook.
Right.
And when you get in front of people, they don't really know how to make that connection. So
Right.
you're going to learn that here.
That's wonderful.
And those connections are so important. A lot of times, we see business people that they come in and they instantly want, they want business and they want these things, immediately, that instant gratification. But you have to go out and make those connections and make those relationships. And it's something that happens over time. And I think that's so important that people know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this relationship that you're seeing here is an example. Myself and Angela sat down almost 3 years ago and started our relationship and talking and building and just, helping each other out whenever we could. And then when that question came, hey, do you want to get involved in something like this? It was pretty much a no-brainer. We jump in the boat either way. But that came after being intentional, being authentic, and really working at building a relationship that matters. Because, a lot of businesses, unfortunately, come in, they just want you to sign the line, do the work, and be done, and never talk to you again.
Right.
We are building kind of a culture of what's that long-term relationship look like, and how is that going to benefit everybody, not just one specific person in that space.
So for everyone, from those young high school, college to older professionals, anyone looking to be inspired and impacted by this event, how do they find out more and how do they register?
The best way, we set up a website called inspiredtoleadevent.com. That's probably the best way. It has who our speakers are, a little information, and a simple register link. You just click on that. There are discounts for law enforcement and military because of my history. And actually this week we're doing, because of nurses and teachers, apparently Appreciation Week, we're doing a discount for them as well. But that is the best way to get everything you need.
Great.
Wonderful. And you've been shouldn't say longtime chamber member, but for some time.
I guess 2.5, maybe a little over 2 years, maybe.
Yeah. What do you love about being a chamber member, doing business in Harford County, being in Harford County? What are some of the things that you like about that?
A lot of it's just what we talked about, relationships. So there's a lot more smaller businesses here, and you got to have those relationships, and people are looking to connect with people. So it's really just seeing all the different personalities and opportunities and perspectives that are out there, and being able to sit down and learn from them, listen, and be able to partner and collaborate with them and do some amazing things, not just here in the county, but even outside. But it all starts somewhere, and I like that this is a community that strives to serve each other, and you guys facilitate that amazingly, so I appreciate that. But yeah.
Well, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yep.
And thank you so much for coming on this morning and letting everyone know about your event, and not only that, but just those inspiring little bits and that quote. I think a lot of people can take that from this morning and take that throughout their day and their week and be inspired. So thank you. Is there anything that you want people to know or any contact information you'd like to give out for people to reach you?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to know about the event, like I said, inspiredtoleadevent.com is the best way. As far as me personally, you can either go to our website, which is teamcne.com, or you can email me at cjjordan76@outlook.com. And I'm available anytime to answer any questions or just to talk, or like we were talking about, to connect.
Perfect. Thank you again. And this is your Chamber Buzz Show with Kate Rodriguez and Connor Hanley of the Harford County Chamber of Commerce. We were just speaking with Chris Jordan of Team CNE, and they're having a leadership event coming up on June 15th. It's called Inspired to Lead. It's going to be from 9 to 4 at the Bel Air Armory, and they're serving Chick-fil-A and Mission Barbecue for lunch.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. There's going to be a discount on ticket costs this week for nurses and teachers because it is Nurse and Teacher Appreciation Week. And then there's also discounts for police and military. So definitely check that out. Head over to Team CNE's website if you're interested in registering. I'd like to get into, it is Small Business Week to May 11th, the Small Business Week. And I'd like to just talk a little bit about small business, and we're going to get into some social media tips for small businesses. I've always, known that it's important to support small, and I didn't really think about, why or how until I started working for the chamber. But putting into your, small businesses locally really, really helps the economy as a whole for our Harford County.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And approximately 75% of our membership with the chamber has 14 or less employees, and 99% have 500 or less employees. So the majority of businesses in the county that are, that we're buying from and supporting are small business. So I don't think we realize, but it is so important to help those small businesses grow and patronize those businesses.
We have the convenience of buying online and in this day and age, but it can be as small as just, going to downtown Bel Air, downtown Havre de Grace, downtown Aberdeen, and purchasing from your local shops and vendors rather than, buying from online somewhere that, it was probably made out of the country or probably, not supporting local. So definitely think about those choices. When every dollar you spend is a vote for what you want to support. So.
Oh, yeah. And I think Kate has some tips. She's our marketing expert, so I'll chime in a little bit, but she's the best with this. Some tips for small businesses, just as far as, getting their name out there.
Yeah, so a lot of small businesses, I was thinking about it, and a lot of them don't have a staff or even, one individual person to do their marketing and their social media posts. And a lot of, businesses that I've spoken to, people, they have questions about, should I be on Instagram? Should I be on Facebook? And it really is individual for each business and who their customer, their ideal client is. But social media can be a completely free marketing tool for you. Once you find out, exactly who your client is and where they are, it can be a really wonderful free marketing opportunity. And to get started with that, if you're not on social media at all, you need to find out who your ideal client is. Are you B2B? Are you B2C? Is it, an older professional? Is it a soccer mom? And from that point, it's nice because there's a lot of research that's been done already that you can, just Google and find out, what is this type of person active on, and when are they being active on those social media sites. And if you are already, utilizing social media and you're already on there, you can go into your insights and see the times of day that your audience is most active. For us, I look at it and our audience is actually active a lot during the later part of the day. So that's going to be the best time to post. And this is, it can seem very daunting for small businesses, especially that staff of, 14 or less people that, they're already, pretty spread thin. But if you take an hour out of your week, if you think about it, you can schedule out, you can use a website like Hootsuite or Buffer, and you can schedule out your posts ahead of time. Take an hour out of your week and schedule all those posts for your week or, the next 2 weeks, whatever it might be.
Yeah. And that's so smart because it makes it so easy. If you have everything lined up, then all you have to do is press send at those dedicated times. So that's a very good tip. And also, look at what other businesses in your industry are doing. How is their social media presence? What types of things are they posting? When are they active? And kind of analyze yourself. The SWOT analysis, everybody in business talks about that. You can use that in your social media posts. Identify your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And that can kind of assist you in figuring out what strategies are working well so you can build upon those, which aren't, so you can tailor what you're posting to that.
Definitely. And we said looking at others in your industry, in your area, and not, to take their ideas or copy them, but looking at what they're doing. It's just a smart thing, obviously to keep ahead of the competition, but that could always spark ideas that would work well for you. And then more into that, collaboration is a great idea for any local small business, collaborating with similar businesses in your industry, not the exact same, but it can be for a photographer, a wedding photographer, you could collaborate with a dress designer, a makeup artist, or a hairstylist, and it be a mutually beneficial relationship.
Right, and that leads to more exposure for yourself and the other business that you're partnering with.
Yeah.
Those are all great things. And just remember when you're posting that the post should provide inspiring, helpful information and resources, encouraging brand recognition or a call to action. You really want to be a positive presence to get your name out there.
For sure. And if you can, include, some sort of inspirational or encouraging content that is also a call to action and is also helpful in your brand recognition. Doing all those three things at once is, your ideal post, and that's what you want to be doing. Not only that, but if, you send out a post that just says, Happy Friday, that's not going to encourage conversation. That's not going to encourage engagement. If you think of it like a two-way conversation, if I walked up to you, Connor, and said, Happy weekend, you're just going to be like, oh, happy weekend.
Same
and then you're going to walk away.
Exactly.
So it's important to, ask questions or provide that encouraging, inspirational content or, helpful resources that people are going to come back to time and time again and think, oh, this blog post, really provided me with great information. I want to come back to this page and look at it again.
Definitely. And I think those are all great things that you pointed out. So again, May 5th to the 11th is National Small Business Week. Make sure that you're getting out and shopping local, eating local, and supporting your local small businesses.
Definitely. And we're going to be all coming together and celebrating small businesses, and not only small businesses, but large businesses that, act as mentors and supporters of small business. We're going to come together on May 9th for our business after hours. This one's a special one. It's our chamber social. It's going to be from 5 to 7 at La Banque de Fleuve in Havre de Grace, right on the water. It's going to be gorgeous. The weather is supposed to be really nice as well. Registration includes drink ticket as well as some delicious food from Coakley's Pub in Havre de Grace. And we're also going to have our Kona Ice truck there. So that's really fun.
Yep, I'm very much looking forward to that. And it's 5 to 7 on this coming Thursday, tomorrow, the 9th. So make sure you all go to the Chamber website and register and get your tickets. And then a couple more upcoming events that we have. May 16th, we are going to be honoring those in the United States Armed Forces at our annual Military Appreciation Luncheon at Richland Ballroom. Registration is open online for that. Should be a wonderful event. It always is.
That's really great, because coming to that event and registering for that as a business owner or a professional, you are also helping a soldier attend that event as well. So every table is half made up of the soldiers and half of the business community. And that's just the way, for us and the business community to give back to them and honor them. And then looking into May, at the end of May, we're having our mini golf fundraiser on May 30th. That's a really fun event that also helps raise money for our scholarship fund. So purchasing your ticket, or you can have an entire team from your office come out and play mini golf, and we're going to have Tropical Smoothie Cafe catering, drinks as well. So have a fun night and have it benefit the scholarships and help students and continuing education students go to college.
So that should be a wonderful event, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing all of you there.
Definitely.
Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in for our May edition of Chamber Buzz. We'll see you all next month.
You've been listening to Chamber Buzz, a presentation of the Harford County Chamber of Commerce. For more information, go to harfordchamber.org.